Looky, looky, there's the Rio Grande. We finally made it, and this week we're going to show you how we got here. Okay, so here we are. We're in Texas, and if you've ever traveled in Texas, you are familiar with some of the border checkpoints. So this is the border checkpoint. So we're going in deeper into Texas, so we don't have to stop at the border checkpoint. But as you can see there, when we come out, we're going to have to stop, and they're going to ask us some questions, and it's usually a pretty fast little thing, no big deal. But now we're headed on down to South Texas. We're looking forward to this. This is one of our favorite places to go. There's just something special about this area. Look at this country. I mean, the land changes so dramatically as you're traveling along. The mountains or the trees and hills turn into these beautiful mesas with colored rocks. Now we're ascending down into Terlingua, and we're going to come back and show you a little bit about Terlingua later after we get into our camp and get set up. But this is where we're going to be for the next week. This right here is going to be home for our horses. There's an amazing equestrian facility here unpaved road, with then take the first on-site staff that helps us take care of our horses while we're here, so it's fantastic. Isn't it beautiful? Next up, we're going to head into our part of the horse resort, as I call it, and we will park in the RV park. This will allow us to set up, have all the amenities that we need to enjoy our trip. And now it's time to hit the trail. And today we're headed up on top of one of the mesas so that we can soar with the eagles, or maybe just a few buzzards, and get up here really high and look down on the Rio Grande and Mexico, of course, which is on the other side. So this is one of our favorites. Now remember, in Texas, things out here, even though they're green, most everything either sticks, bites, or pokes you a little bit. So, but it's still fun. We enjoy it, and we love coming here. The views are fantastic. Take a look at this. There's just nowhere around on the East Coast that we find riding like this. This is just amazing. We love it down here in South Texas. If you look way down there, you can see our campground. Now, before we get to the Rio Grande and all that fun stuff, we wanted to take you in with us as we visited Terlingua, the ghost town. Our first stop is the Terlingua Trading Company. Housed in the old company store of a mining company, the Terlingua Trading Company is the spiritual descendant of an old trading post operated by Rex Ivy for trappers, settlers, and cowboys along the Rio Grande. His son Bill Ivy and his family carry on the tradition as owners and proprietors. They offer most anything you can imagine and often have live music out on the front porch as a daily routine. Terlingua is a historical site, and Terlingua proper has a population of several dozen, counting the living residents of the ghost town plus a few neighbors. Texas is full of creepy graveyards, but none are quite as haunting as the Terlingua Cemetery, mainly because the dead might just outnumber the living in this quintessential ghost town. This is one of the most photographed graveyards in the country, and there's nothing fancy at all about this place. Wooden crosses are haphazardly embedded into mounds of dirt with sometimes no tombstones in sight, and simple memorials with handmade accents are scattered about instead of grandiose mausoleums. Most of the people laid to rest here were miners who succumbed to the toxicity of the mercury they were digging for. A lack of efficient mining equipment combined with less than adequate ventilation resulted in deaths on somewhat of a regular basis. Some also succumbed to a flu that took out very many between 1918 and 19. Influenza outbreak took many that were buried here. This is not some abandoned movie set or a fabricated tourist trap. This is a real mining town that went bust, and the miners walked away, just leaving their homes behind. Today you'll find it as a ghost town made up of decaying buildings, mine shafts, ruins, tall tales, some crotchety old-timers, a three-legged dog, a little too much cactus, and some semi-friendly rattlesnakes, as the tales are told. It's been slightly revitalized with the rustic lodgings that have been graciously updated. They have a big chili cook-off here each year. But meantime, you can come here and tour the ruins, check out all the things. It's free. There's no charge. You get to look at everything here and visit the town. There's some restaurants. You'll even spend a little time in the old jail while you're here, because that's where the restrooms are. So it's definitely worth a visit, and then it's next to the cemetery and a lot of other cool things to see. There's a lot of things to see out here in South Texas. You might even see a horse just roaming around down near the Rio Grande. There's a horse. Oh, yeah. Just loose. Now that we've worked up an appetite, it's time to head off to our Stargazer Mesa dinner night.
And he wore his gun outside his pants for all this honest world to feel.
This night was complete with live music, prime rib, and all the fixings. Texas style. Okay, now back to the Rio Grande in Mexico. We're almost there.
Might hold the cracker up.
There it is. There's nothing quite like it. If you've never rode your own horse to the top of a mesa and took a view of the Rio Grande in Mexico, you just have no idea what you're missing. It's a one-of-a-kind experience. Now it's time for us to head back down. We're going to head on down actually to the Rio Grande. We're going to climb back down this mesa and get down to the foot of it, and we're going to see if we can take a little a closer look and maybe even a little dip into the Rio Grande. With Wimpy up in the front, we never move very fast. She's always going slow, making sure everything's good and hunting for any kind of creatures or rattlesnakes that are along the way to warn everybody about. Look at that view. Look at that. Isn't it amazing, folks? And look, they've even put a picnic table up here for us. So if we want to get off and take a break or have a snack, we can do that too. But look at that. You get to see this every day while you're here. It's just unbelievable. Well, we've made it down here to the Rio Grande, and battery life on my camera was dying, so I could just do some pictures without videos real quick. But we finally got Tough to dip his toes in there. You couldn't really see. It's a little cloudy and a little deep, so we didn't want to go all the way in. But thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for our next video coming from Texas. We've got more to show you. We want to get it out there. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you again, and happy trails from Perfect Partners Equine.
She rides wild horses, riding her sway. She rides wild horses, I can follow forever.